guys, Dashman here, back with another MLP Friendships Magic Theory. Does Swirl have a dark past? And did he potentially cause a certain tragic event that takes place over the course of the series? And this idea first sprung to my head when I was rewatching Shadow Play and went on one of my huge rants about something that doesn't really make sense that I noticed. In the flashback, when we see Stitchian come into wherever the pillars are, that's undoubtedly the castle of the two sisters. But yet the trees right by there, Celestia and Luna it's implied Celestia and Luna never found it until Discord came? What? Does that mean he stops us and a letter say, here's my castle, there's definitely not anything hidden nearby, no magical trees or anything, or Celestia and Luna just never really explored, which isn't how the secret passageways seems unlikely. And not only that, but we know Celestia and Luna wanted the secret passageways to be built, so did they alter the castle? Did they knock it down and build a new one exactly like it, just with secret passageways? Because that seems highly inconvenient. And how did they not discover the Tree of Harmony? This is special because in the fact that the episode where the Tree of Harmony is first introduced, the episode straight after that is the one that really starts getting the Castle of the Two Sisters lore. I know it was in the first two-parter, but we didn't really get too much information on it. Yeah, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, which, although I can't really explain that in this video, got me thinking about all the dark secrets Swirl would be hiding. And I realised that is the castle, which would make sense to build it right by where he's probably planted that crystal seed by now. Because this is the start of the hunt for the Pony Shadows, or maybe he has planted there near his castle, because is this guy just so rich, or can he just build a castle from the ground up with magic? Because, do you own that land? But this means he lived in the Everfree Forest, or at least this castle, wherever it was, at least, whatever purpose it served, if it is indeed the castle of the two sisters in the Everfree Forest, which means the Swirl has been there. And my thoughts quickly wandered to the mirror pool. I believe Swirl created the mirror pool. Why do I think this? It's a mysterious object of untold origin, or more like body of water. It's right by the castle of the two sisters where Swirl was. And if Swirl can invent time travel, inadvertently swap cutie marks, and do every single other stuff thing he's mentioned doing, like banish us to another dimension, I think he can pull off cloning. I'm quite confident he can pull off cloning if he can do that, especially since he can open portals to other dimensions and limbo between other dimensions. And I often compare the mirror pool to the magic mirror in the way that similar effects time one enters one, so sort of like a visual similarity. So, and that cave sort of has a similar course to the tree, so yes, I believe Swirl may have developed the tree. The mirror pool. And I'm not going to get all dark and say the pillars are clones and that's why I never had any true friends, or Swirl himself is a clone, or maybe he left a clone behind. Because no, that would just be weird and just weird. What I am saying is there was yet another unanswered mystery in Shadow Play that this explains. How come these ordinary objects owned by the pillars are so powerful and can combine forces with the elements? Because Made Metal Bricks is a hunk of wood, Rock Earth is a hunk of wood with a piece of metal sticking out in the end. I guess Blast Magnetism is a fireproof shield, but unless the Pony Shadows eat some dead spicy chili pepper, then I don't think that's going to be that much use. And, well, Miss Maze is a flower, which are organic life form, that's going to die and wilt. Snambios is literally a piece of cloth, and Swirl is another piece of wood turned to paper. Maybe they should be called the Pillars of Ancient Wood Lore. Or Woodestria. Woodestria, the ideal place for a holiday. Anyway, but back to what I was saying. Also, how come these objects endure for over 1,000 years with very little damage. So the shovel's a bit, a bit dent, but the flower's still alive. The shovel's a bit dented, some other stuff. The blindfold got covered in slime, but other than that, there's not only damage to them. Okay, Major Metalbrook. They both begin with M. Major Metalbrook's and Mask and Starsel's Diary look a bit rough, but Miss Maine's flower survived over 1,000 years. Unless she enchanted that thing, that doesn't make too much sense. So, but what life form, which is also sentient, by the way, just gonna put it out there, created by the pillars, has survived for over 1,000 years? The Tree of Harmony, in the same forest as the Miracle. Maybe, just maybe, Swirl duplicated that crystal seed. And if you look like the sapling of the tree in the very opening of Shadow Play, the elements are clearly exposed. If Swirl created a tree and the sapling looks like that, he could just rip the elements right off that thing. He had 2 trees. But what would he do with this extra set of elements? Perhaps infuse, or maybe break, or maybe somehow, create or break them, or combine them with the artifacts, which is why the artifacts can be combined with the elements. It's why they last forever with little damage. So the elements change form, but it's why they can survive over 1,000 years for how long they've been around, little damage. It's why they are connected to the pillars, because they're sort of like elements bonded to the pillars, and why they react to the main 6's elements. In a way, they're one and the same. They're clones of the main 6's elements. Well, who knows? Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the elements of harmony are the clones. Who knows? But considering what he said, it's probably the original crystal seed is probably the tree. But who cares? But what is this to do with Starso having a dark past and not being a hero? Well, of course, that tree will still be left, but he killed a tree. That makes him a villain. That's even worse than force-feeding the pony shadow spicy hot chili peppers. Now, he may have also created the plunder seeds. Think about it. The Tree of Harmony thrives on the elements. Without it, it begins to die. And of course, we obviously the Tree of Harmony took over by the plunder seeds or plunder vines in season 4. Doesn't look too good, but that may also be because it's dying. Well, that's why it can protect itself against them. But this other tree, the clone tree, right by the Miracle probably, would begin to die. But it's close to so much magic. So much weird magic such as the Miracle. But we don't know what would happen to the Tree of Harmony if it had died in season 4. So what if when this tree died, it may have turned into the first plunder seed? Potentially, there is a chance that could be what happened. And maybe Discord found this seed. And it's right next to the Miracle, which we know can clone inanimate objects, because Boulder gets cloned if you look closely in Uncommon Bond. It's kind of like a little jokey trick, and I know fans speculate that Boulder is sentient, but I feel like that's the most suspension of disbelief, so yeah. Boom. Thank me later.